Boys and girls, we're going to go on with the EiE lesson in which we talked about Haikuro's toys. And who can tell me, first of all, what type of an engineer was the lady in the story?
She was a transportation engineer.
Okay, good. And we've talked about intersections, correct? And who can tell me what an intersection is?
When there's a road that has more than one way and streets cross.
Okay, so the streets are crossing, just like in math, intersecting lines. Why would you need a transportation engineer when you're creating an intersection? Kevin?
They would make it safer and efficiency so then people don't get hurt while they're driving.
Okay, so they make the intersection safer so that people will not get hurt with it. And how will they make an intersection efficient?
With the red light so people know when to stop and go and they don't have accidents coming.
Okay, people would know when to stop and go. If it's efficient, give me another word for efficient. Thomas?
By making it faster, way faster for cars to move.
Okay, faster for cars to move. Okay, we have a guiding question today, just like in all the other units that we had when we did EiE. And the guiding question is, what types of problems do transportation engineers solve? And what are some of the factors they work to balance? Now, in front of us here, we have a model of an intersection. Okay, we went down the other day to see a real intersection. Okay? There are groups of 4, except one group of 3, correct? And what you're doing is there's going to be 2 people for the first part who are going to be the transportation engineers. Okay? Who can tell me what job those 2 people will be doing? What do you think the transportation engineers are going to be doing? Giovanni?
Checking if it's safe and efficient.
Checking to see if it's safe and efficient. Good. 2 of you are going to be a motorist, okay? Pretending you're driving. And who can tell me what you are going to be doing while you are the motorist?
We're going to see if they're safe and efficiency.
You are going to see if the intersection is both safe and efficient. And I want to go straight through. I'm just modeling this for you. And I want to make a U-turn. I will go this way. Okay? Yes. Okay, if you are a motorist, please stand. And may I please have the transportation engineers. You 2 can stand on that area right there. Begin. Now what you're going to do is go back to your group. Make sure that you look at the information you have, share it with the other person who was the transportation engineer, and then ask the motorists even how they felt. Did they feel it was easy? Did they feel it was safe? And at the very bottom, after you discuss all of this information up here, you have 2 questions to answer. 1, how could you change the intersection to make it more efficient? And how could you change the intersection to make it safer? Do you notice that there's a pattern there? That there's a certain turn that you make that's not as safe as the other turn?
Yes.
Which one is that?
I think it's mostly the left one.
The left turn. Did you feel safe taking a left turn, or did you have to think more before you did?
I had to think more when I took a left turn. And it kind of looked harder because it looks you have to go wider. And then a right turn you can just go like that, but a left turn you kind of have to go more wide.
And why is that? What are you avoiding?
Well, you're like avoiding another car on the inside mostly, and when you take a right turn, I think you're like mostly gonna take the inside part more than the outside.
Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to think about how you could make it more safe, how you could make it more efficient. Safer and efficient, okay? What could you add? And what were some of the things that we have to add? We have a stop sign.
We have to put a yield and stoplights.
Okay. And we have a
One-way sign, I think.
We have a stop sign.
Go, stop, and slowly.
And what's that called? A traffic
light.
Okay, so we have a traffic light and we have a stop sign. So think of how we could use those two items to help it be more efficient and safe and where it could be. Okay? Which turn was the safest to make? The right turn. And what about the left turn? Who can describe for me what happened when you would make a left turn?
Most people actually wouldn't even take left turns because they thought they were going to merge with other cars from the side roads.
So we're going to have to do something to help that situation out. As a transportation engineer, who can give me some of the ideas that you came up with to help make this intersection more efficient and safer?
To make it more efficient, I was gonna add stoplights on the main road. Well, it would also make it more safer because cars wouldn't be crashing as much.
Okay, and the same thing probably is true with the stop sign also. What I'd like both of you to do is go onto the intersection right now and place the traffic lights where you feel they should be to help make this more efficient and safer. What I'd like you to do is take this stop sign and put it where you feel it should be to help this be more efficient and safer. Did the stop sign help, and did the traffic light help? Thomas.
I saw when Brett, when he stopped right after, when he went to the stop sign, someone was going across and the stop sign helped because he stopped so they could go across.
The traffic lights. Anybody who was a motorist, did they help? Yes, they did. Who can explain how?
Well, it like gave some of those people a safer chance of crossing by when we had the stoplight, and like since it was red, more people got to go safer, more safe than they would if there wasn't a traffic light there.
Okay. Do you think there is a need for transportation engineering? Yes. And do they impact or help us? Do they help our lives?
Yes.
Okay. How do they help us with intersections? Samantha.
By the stoplights and everything, because if there weren't stoplights, then everything would just be like a big traffic jam.
Good. Okay. Very good. We will continue discussing this in a next class. But good job, everyone.